Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Just Chat. Today, we'll be having some exciting guests and we'll be talking about something interesting, which is tap into the subconscious mind. We must be wondering, of course, what does it mean? Okay, so let's have invite our guest, Tom Laessig, to the show. Welcome, Tom.
Hello, Dominic.
How
How
are
are
you
you?
today?
Good.
I'm
I'm
great.
good. I'm
How are you?
excited to be here.
Excellent. Just quick question. What time is it there over there now?
I'm in near Philadelphia, and it is 1 o'clock p.m.
1 o'clock. Okay, in the afternoon. That's excellent. It's actually
Yes.
1 a.m. here. Yeah,
Oh
so
wow.
pretty
Yeah.
it's
You're a
early in the
warrior.
morning. Ooh, it's kind of lagging right now. Okay, well, let's get to it, Tom. Tap into the subconscious mind. What does it mean?
Oh, your subconscious mind controls everything in your life. It controls your imagination, your emotions. Uh, it protects you. Uh, the subconscious mind is, when you compare it to the conscious mind, which is very, very small, the subconscious mind is very big. It has all your data. So all your behaviors today are based on things that have occurred in your past, events, some tragic, some happy, but your behavior today is all based on what happens from your past.
Hmm.
And in hypnosis, we work with the subconscious mind.
So, if you were to say that there's some problems that I cannot handle with a lot of things in life, I can solve it. Would hit with this, with tapping into it helps out a lot.
Absolutely, yeah. You can change behaviors through hypnosis. There's something between the conscious and the subconscious mind called the critical faculty. Now, mind you, this is a model. This is theory. Although you know, there's there's evidence when people feel better, when they stop smoking, when they lose weight, when they don't had the same fears they have. There's evidence that says it works. But this thing between your subconscious and conscious is called the critical faculty, and that determines what gets into the subconscious mind or not. And a lot of things, you know how difficult it is to change a habit. Well, the reason it's difficult is because the critical faculty keeps bouncing out the idea, the suggestion. In hypnosis, we're able to bypass through relaxation, bypass the critical faculty and make suggestions directly to the subconscious mind.
So, would
And I
this
know
be
it
like
sounds,
a cheat code to life, sort of?
yeah, yeah. Look, it sounds a little woo woo, but I see it work all the time with people. I see people stop smoking. They've been smoking for 40 years and they stop smoking. They don't think about a cigarette anymore. I lost 40 pounds changing the way I eat, eating healthy, eating certain foods, not eating certain foods. And I attributed all the success to hypnosis. It's fascinating.
Wow. Okay, so in the sense for this question, like if we're gonna go to you for hypnosis, it changes the behavior of our behavior, right? So how much do people consent to this? For example, what we're saying like it's gonna be like a cheat code, right? So it's gonna change a lot of things, right? So they'll come to you and I don't know, ask you to change their lives, and you change their lives. Could you be probably do something more than that?
More than change their lives?
Yeah, like for let's say okay, I have a fear of heights, for example. So if I come to you, I ask you to, hey, I have a fear of heights. And
Yep.
you kind of
Yep.
tap into the cheat code of my subconscious mind, you change it. And after that, what happens? After that, I will be unafraid of life, unafraid of fear, right? Would there be
Sure.
any side effects besides that? For
No.
example, there is a thing where people say, if you lose something, you're going to gain something, right? Or
Yeah.
if you lose this fear, you're gonna get another fear of something else. So
Yeah. It's not like medications that have all their side effects.
okay.
No, it works completely. I had a woman who 45 years old, has young children, and she would go to the playground with them, and they'd go up on the jungle gyms or whatever, and she couldn't do it. She couldn't be with them. She was scared. And she was going on a trip to Costa Rica, which apparently has these walkabouts between cliffs. And she was terrified that she was going to hold up all her friends from doing these things because she had the fear of heights. And she was also afraid to fly. So we did our sessions together, and she went on the trip, and she said she was calm, comfortable throughout. She did everything everybody else did. She had a big smile on her face. She had no fear. The fear was gone. See, the fear comes from some event in her past. And if we can look at that event and release the emotions, the thoughts, the feelings tied to that event, we can change the way she behaves currently. And that's what happened with her.
Would that
And
be permanent in a way?
oh, it's permanent. Look, that's not to say something traumatic might happen in her life that would set her back. I don't know. I don't have that experience. But yeah, it's been a year now since we saw each other, and she's taken other trips, and she can
Okay.
go up in elevators. As you know, it's her whole life has changed because of hypnotherapy.
I'll give you another example of something happened today. I was I came home from work, so I asked my wife and we decided to go out for a walk. And went to the nearest grocery shop or warehouse shop, kind of thing. We bought a light bulb because we needed a light bulb in the house. And I asked her, "Should we test it?" There's a tester machine over there, so I was like, "Should we test it?" I was like, "Yeah." And so as I was gonna plug in the light bulb into it to test it out, she read a sign that says, "Be careful, you might get shocked from electricity." And instantly I'm like, what? And I start fear. I started getting this fear. At first, I wasn't afraid. I was gonna put it in and turn it. And so now I'm like, oh no. So I put the light bulb in a little, and I turn it very slowly because I'm starting to get scared. And as I turn it, it lights out a little bit, and my hand shook. There's no electricity, but do you see what I'm saying here? It's kind of like
Well, sure, but
she
look,
gave
you're,
me
you're
the information that it will shock me, and the information is in my head. So could this
exactly right.
be similar to the subconscious mind kind of thing?
Well, okay, that was so because you're warned. Someone warned you that that the light bulb could shock you. Um, with something like a fear of flying, they're not warning you that the plane can go down, but yet you had that fear. You have a fear that could happen, and that comes from something previous in your life.
Yeah, I'm guessing you probably watching the movies that plane crashes or something. Because
Oh,
for
yeah,
for
that could
my
do it.
dad has a similar thing. He hates flying. The reason he says plane will crash. If he crash, what you're gonna do? We're just gonna die up in the air. So he prefers on the boat. If the boat sink, at least there's water nearby, whatever. So that's his idea. And yeah, he's not afraid of heights, but he's more afraid of what's gonna happen after.
Well, a
So
lot of people with airplanes, it's loss of control,
yeah.
right? You're up in the air. You have no control over whether it you know goes down or whether it slows up. You have no control. It's like being in an elevator. You don't have any control in the elevator. I mean, you could stop it, but what good's that going to do you? So um, a lot of fears has to do with loss of control.
Okay. So, in hypnosis, the question for hypnosis, right? I asked my colleagues today, and some of them told me is that they don't believe in it. For one, I guess some people do not believe in things that they do not see, and I have not personally seen it, or besides the movies and stuff. Like, how do you actually hypnotize people? Like, um, is there a certain way that people do it? I don't know. So, could you
Okay,
enlighten me on this?
yeah. Well, first of all, the movies give the wrong impression of hypnosis, right? As a hypnotist, I can't control you. I can't have you do things. Like in the movies, you might murder somebody because you were hypnotized. Nah, it doesn't work that way. Um, what I can do is get you into a nice, relaxed state just by talking to you. maybe by having you go and visually put yourself somewhere else, just to get your conscious mind out of the way so I can talk directly to your subconscious mind. And it's generally through relaxation. There are other methods that I don't use. I use once in a while, but not often. You have what they call rapid inductions or fast inductions. I don't use those techniques, although they can be used. Have you ever seen a stage hypnosis show?
Yes, I actually saw one recently on TikTok. There's a guy that's they had three guests on top of the stage, and he's asking a question: "Do you guys believe in hypnosis?" And they said no, and so well, of course, he asked for them for their consent first, and they agreed to it, and he shook their hands, and they just fell asleep, and he started saying
Yeah,
stuff, and then eventually when he woke them up, they still believe they don't believe in hypnosis, and he did something to them, and eventually they replied with the hypnosis mind or something, like they suddenly scream out, yell out, or
yeah,
do
yeah.
something. Yeah, so
So so usually in a stage hypnosis show, the people that are up on that stage are volunteers. They want to go up there. They want to be hypnotized. They want to entertain. And all the hypnotist does is guide them along. Does he take them into hypnosis? Yes, he takes them into hypnosis. They want to be there. But you'll also find that the hypnotist will have people get up and go back into the audience because he knows that person isn't there to entertain. They're not there for the right reasons. So I can't I can't control what you do. I can give you suggestions, and if you want to do it, you'll do it. That's kind of the way it works. You want to stop smoking? I'll get you to a nice relaxed state. We'll talk to your subconscious mind how bad smoking is for you, and you'll stop smoking. And
so
it's
in a sense
pretty
that
amazing stuff.
my mind has to be willing enough to do it, right? So for
Yes. Oh, you
example,
absolutely have to be willing to do it. Yes.
if I'm smoking and I don't really want to quit, but I still go to you, and there's no way you can make me quit smoking.
That's
Is
right.
that
You will
correct?
not. You will not quit.
Okay.
That's exactly right.
I was gonna say this, for example, like back in the days where my dad used to smoke a lot, and my mom was like, "Oh, I hate smoking." So, in the sense that if I put my dad in the room with you and say, "All right, make him stop smoking,"
Yeah.
would
It
that
can't
work?
happen.
It can happen. Okay.
If your dad came to me and said, I'm tired of the smell all the time. I'm tired of the inconvenience it's costing me. I'm tired of all the money I'm spending.
Mm.
I want to stop smoking. If he said that to me, he'll stop smoking.
Okay. So, as long there's a certain hint of wanting to quit smoking, then it will work.
Yeah. Yep. And he's got to want to do it for himself, not for your mother, not for you, for himself. And if that's the case, then he will stop smoking.
Okay.
Now,
Well, tell
I've
me.
never. Go
Sorry.
ahead.
Oh, you can go
I've
ahead.
never. I've never been a smoker.
Hmm.
But when I was trained in hypnosis, we hypnotized each other, and one of the things they asked me was, "What's a bad habit you have?" And I said, "Well, I drink a lot of diet soda. I drink a lot of it." And I did. I drank 4 or 5 20 ounces a day. I craved it. And after that hypnosis session, I never drank it again because I know it's not good for you. That's it. I don't drink it anymore. I drink water. That's the kind of stuff that hypnosis can do for you.
So, in this case, would it also work through online?
Yeah. Since COVID, right, and all the technology's been improved, a lot of hypnotists are going online completely. That's all they'll do is online. I do in house, I do online as well. Once you close your eyes, as long as the equipment, as long as you have a good camera, you have a good setup, a nice chair or a lounge chair, whatever. Um, Once you close your eyes, it's like being in my office. You get the same effects. So hypnosis is very effective over Zoom or online.
I feel like this is kind of interesting because most of my shows, episodes we've been talking about, there's always some problems about us going back to it. Recently, I had a class with a bunch of students, and we were talking about things we already know, certain things, the answer to life or answer to certain questions that we have, or answers to how we can solve this, but we don't do it. We don't take it. So I guess with this hypnosis thing, just eliminates that. It makes it easier for us to, to accept it. In For example, what I'm saying is, if I tell the students there is an answer to your question right in front of you, right here, right, it's in this box. I give, and all you gotta do is open the box. So everyone knows the answer is there. So most people would just take the box and put it into a corner, and they'll open it when they need it, or they think when they need it. But the box is left there forever. No one touches it. And we know the answer is there. We know that answer can help us, but we don't approach it because of fear of, I don't know, commitment or fear of anything, right? So I guess hypnosis, in a sense, can help with this, right?
Well, that's an interesting way of looking at it. Yeah, I mean, hypnosis can be used to make a change in your life, right? To get the answer, if that's what you're looking for, it can provide the answer. If that answer is stored somewhere in your subconscious mind, hypnosis can bring it out.
And what I'm saying is mostly like the answer is there, but it's just that we don't want to take it. We're afraid of taking it, right? It's kind of sense like we're fear of commitment in a lot of things. Some people are not afraid of it, but sort of they are afraid of it, right? For example, recently someone offered me a session where it's a free session. I can go into it and talk about things and improve my life, right? And so I'm like, okay, this sounds great because I feel like I need to improvement in my life as well. And the offer is there, but I never took it. And I still think about it. Even now I'm thinking about it, but I don't take it. So what I'm saying is, with if I go to you and with what you do, you can eliminate the part where I have to doubt myself or think about it. I could just immediately go to it, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to give me the reasons why you're not making that next move to go see that person. You know, is it fear? Is it laziness? Is it I don't have the time? What's the reason? Uh,
That's the problem. Is the reason we always, as humans, we tend to come up with reasons not to do certain things, right?
Excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I look. Again, I could use myself. Um, I've recently, I guess within the last 2 years, have started exercising, and at first it was kind of difficult. I was I'd work. Sometimes I work late. I'd have a late session. I'd get home at 8 o'clock at night. Have to make dinner. Um, didn't want to work out, so I didn't. And then just recently, probably 3 months ago, I decided I used hypnosis as well. I'm going to get up at whatever time I get up, 5:30, 6 a.m., and I'm going to exercise then. And I found myself hopping out of bed every morning, never missing. And that's just changing my mindset towards exercise.
You
Simple
can
enough
do
to
it to
do.
yourself.
Yeah, self hypnosis, very effective.
Oh.
Yeah,
So, when in your life have you started this?
I've been doing this for 6 years now.
6 years.
I
So
was a
in
investment advisor beforehand.
so in your life before the 6 years, is it much better now?
Absolutely, I believe so. Yes, yes. Um, I will say I'm not making as much money as I once did, but the job I'm doing is much more rewarding. Uh, it's a very rewarding to see people walk out of my office. People having really good results because I help them, and that's really rewarding to me. Uh, but as far as personally, yeah, I think it's helped me. I eat right. I'm I'm also getting older, right? So I'm more aware of what I need to do to be healthy. And I do attribute hypnosis to taking care of a lot of that stuff.
All right, so most people will have to come to you to do a self hypnosis, right? So people out there, if you're interested in hypnosis, look for Tom. I put up the link to his website down here, so please look it up. But at the same time, do you have any tips for those out there who was interested in this but are not able to get a hold of you, or can they do this themselves in a sense way?
Well, okay, look, self hypnosis is a thing. Yes, you can do self hypnosis, but I would recommend seeing a hypnotist first, asking the hypnotist to show you how to do self hypnosis, and then you can do that going forward. Now, obviously, online there's a lot of videos or audios you can listen to that will send you through a hypnotic process, and they work well. It's something you're going to have to get used to and put yourself in a hypnotic state. The best of all versions of this is to see someone either online or in their office to get the best hypnotic event.
So you're saying, in a way, if I go on YouTube right now and look for hypnosis video and I watch it, I will get almost similar effect
You
the same
could,
way.
yes, you could. The issue there, the problem there is what you're trying to solve is not going to be on that audio or video,
Hmm.
right? Because it's different for everybody. Now they might have some for smoking or some for weight loss, but everyone's situation's different. So that's why you want to see a hypnotist first, and then you can use those later. All the sessions I do, I give people audios, general audios, and I tell them how uh, to make it work for them.
All right. So you mentioned before on the message to me about how you can help people with anxiety as well, right? So
Yeah.
I have a friend that recently I just re-met, and he has a daughter that has anxiety problems, like meeting up with people outside, going outside, meeting with people, being around people. Um, so in this sense, right, I would think that hypnosis will be great to help her to to get rid of this anxiety, but at the same time, um, how do I say this? Would in the same time, person like this would not be unwilling to change because they don't know that they need to change, right? So in this case, like earlier we mentioned that we need to have the will to change. So if this person who has anxiety has no will to change, but knows it's a difficulty, would that change as well? Would that help as well, or would that not?
Not, they're going to have to want to change themselves because look, I'm not doing anything externally. These people
Right.
are processing these suggestions internally, so they're going to have to want to make the change in order to do so.
It would be very difficult though if that person do not understand the need to change, right? So, mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting. Um, so in any ways, like, is there any way that you are able to talk to the person to suggest or help them to be more willing to do it? Because maybe
Well,
some people come to you and they'll be like, I'm curious about this. Like, how does it work? I'm also curious about, like, I want to change this anxiety. Well, I already mentioned I want to, but I feel like I'm saying there is a problem with me, but I don't know what to do. And then, you know,
yeah. I mean, I offer for all my clients, all my future clients, I offer a consultation that they could have. We'll talk for maybe 15, 20 minutes about their issue, and I'll determine whether I can help them or not. Some people I'm not able to help them, and we'll be right up front with them. But most people I can, and I'll tell them exactly how I'll do it and how they'll feel, and if they want to proceed, they'll proceed.
okay. Just for your information, I have a lot of viewers who are at the age of high school age because they're mostly my students in school. Um, is there any advice you would give to them regarding life, for example, or you know, and what you do?
Uh, well, I don't know how this will come off, but um, I am. I think they should see a hypnotist rather than start taking medications for whatever ails them. Right? Work with their mind first, and then if that doesn't work for them, if they have to take the medications, they can. I think too many of our young people are on medications, at least in the United States, in my general area. It's a shame. I think it is. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure that that's going to have some strong feelings on either side. But
When
working
you're
with your
talking about
mind,
medication, sorry, when you're talking about medication, are you talking about health reasons, sick reasons, or anxiety reasons, stuff like?
anxiety.
Okay.
In the United States, if you go to your primary care doctor and you say to them, they say, "How you feeling?" "Oh, I don't know. I had a tough day at work. I'm feeling a little depressed." You're going to end up with you're going to end up with a prescription for some kind of medicine. And personally, I don't think that should be happening. I, I, it's a new trend. I know when I raised my kids, that wasn't a thing. We didn't put them on medication. Now, it's it's so it's so prevalent that I'm against it.
Well, it's easy accessible. That's for one. I'm I would say I'm this sort of thing that you mentioned as well. So if I go see a doctor, oh, let's give an example, right? So I'm sick, like I have uh, the flu or the cough. So immediately I will go see the doctor because I feel like that's the easiest way. Well, some people say, oh, you could just go to the pharmacist and just get a bottle of cough drop and stuff. I was like, nah, I'll go see the doctor. So in my case, I'll just go see the doctor. But that's because I'm in Taiwan. When I'm in the US, of course, if I go see the doctor, it's gonna cost a lot of money. So I rather just go to the pharmacist and just get the cough bottle, and it's much cheaper, probably like $16 or something. And then
Right.
instead of if I go see the doctor, I have to end up paying a consultation fee of $50. Oh, and the medicine later with another $50, so you end up getting
Yeah.
like 100 plus
Well, that's
dollars.
because you don't have the insurances in the United States. You don't have your health insurance in
But
the
even with
United
the health
States.
insurance, it's still kind of costly for some people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
But they make it pretty reasonable.
yeah. So
Look,
In Taiwan, it's much easier to go to the doctors for anything. I have a headache. I'm gonna go see the doctor instead of getting aspirin. I'll go see the doctor. The
yeah.
doctors probably only cost they cost about 100 NT dollars, Taiwan dollars every day. Well, anytime you go see for anything at all, and so that's how much you have to pay. And so because of that, people tend to go there for all kinds of small problems sometimes. Like, oh, I have a headache. I'm gonna go see a doctor. And the doctor give you an aspirin. I was like, oh yeah, yeah. Where
Yeah.
else I could have buy the aspirin at the pharmacies for I don't know, a little bit cheaper or a little bit, but still people prefer to go to see the doctor
Yeah.
because they
True.
feel like.
True.
But then there are others like my friends who think that the doctors are phony. They don't know anything, and sometimes I feel that way as well because of what they tell me, what they influence me, right?
Yeah. Look. I've learned a lot over the last few years when it comes to relying on the education of our current doctors. Now I'm talking about the United States. I don't know worldwide how it works,
Mm.
but they're reading from old textbooks. Things have changed. Technologies have changed. There's better things out there, and I don't understand why a doctor, when you have something wrong with you, why the doctor doesn't ask you what you're eating first. Rather, they just give you some kind of medication, and I think that's wrong.
Mm. In the same way, when a doctor asks me what do I eat, I tend to sometimes lie about it because I know that what I ate is wrong. I was like, "Have you been eating fried food?" I was like, no, not recently." But I just ate a fried chicken an hour ago. But no, I'm not going to tell
Yeah,
you that I
yeah,
ate something wrong. No, yeah. So I feel like in the same way, like my students in school, did you cheat? Did you just cheat? No, no, I didn't cheat. No, I was like, I think I saw you look that way and grab an answer from that student. I was like, no, teacher, I didn't do it. And I was like, okay.
yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, I have one more question I want to ask you, Tom, if
All
that's
right,
okay. All right. So
Perfect.
we talked about a lot of benefits and things with hypnosis, but so far there's nothing bad that I heard of from this, right? So these are all good things. So I'm assuming you want to keep all the good things in there. Is there really at all anytime? Is there any bad things that come from this
It-
at all?
there really isn't any. There's no side effects. There's nothing bad that can happen. I can't control you. I can't have you writing me checks to your bank account that you're going to draw all your money from. No, it doesn't work that way. Uh, you're very safe in hypnosis. Is a very safe modality. It's your mind, and I can't do anything against your morals or beliefs. It works out. It works very fine. If it doesn't
But
work, it doesn't work, right? If you for some reason you're starting to smoke again, well, maybe you need to go back to the hypnotist again to see if it can change the mind. But yeah, there's no downside.
well, in this case, you seem like a great guy. Well, you are a great guy for one, and from the sound of your voice, you're amazing. But are all hypnotists like you? Because I'm sure that we're gonna say like not all teachers are great. You know, some teachers are great, some teachers are so
Right.
so. You know, so in your case, what would you say to this? Like, if there's a lot of hypnotists around the world, right? So would there be any bad hypnotists out there that's trying to get you? Like you said, I'm not gonna go to your bank account to get your money. So
No, 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 no. I think all hypnotists have the right frame of mind, have the right goals, and that's to help people. I don't know anyone that that you go to and he's not going to help you because he's inadequate.
mm,
I don't think that's the case. I think everyone's yeah. Are there better ones? Are there some that are better than others? Sure, there are. There are some that have been doing it a lot longer. Some people do it, maybe an old fashioned way. Who knows? Uh, you just have to look around and see what's available to you, or give me a call.
excellent. Well, give Tom a call, guys. Check out his website. It's down there on the link, and I'll be putting up in the YouTube link as well. So just look it up there. Well, thank you, Tom, so much
Great,
for coming
Tom.
today.
It's been a
Let
pleasure.
Let's end it with one quote from you to the young listeners out there, or for anyone who's interested in this, or have the fears that they want to get rid of.
Yeah, look, I mean, you can get over things if you use your mind to do so. Hypnosis is a great way of doing it. Uh, you, you don't have to be saddled with feeling lousy. You can make your life better.
Well, that's it, folks. We heard that. And what I got from all of this as well today is in all things we do, there is will. We need the will to change, the willingness to change. And so it doesn't work if we don't have the will to do anything. So, to my young students out there and listeners out there, it is very important to have the will. Find the will to change. We have these problems that we have in our life. We know the problems, we know the answer to the problems and how we can get rid of it, and we just have to have the will, the willingness of the mind to change it. So look up Tom as well, guys, and I'm sure he can help you, and I might look him up as well. But that's it for today. Thank you all for coming to the show. Thank you, Tom, again.
All right,
And
Dominic,
so
my pleasure.
I hope everyone has something to learn from this, and we'll say goodbye. Goodbye,
All right.
everyone.